and we are doing the first ever Diana and Scott show.
Oh my God. How did I get myself into this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't either.
I know how, because you go to the coolest places in the world.
I did. I stopped.
Well, yeah, everyone stopped. So for those of you who don't know, I just want to make sure that this is still going, and I'm going to share it with some folks. This is the wicked, or is it the evil?
No. Wicked.
Wait, you're the wicked mother-in-law? Wicked? Why is wicked better than evil? And why?
Evil sounds bad, and I'm a witch, so I'm the wicked witch.
And may I ask? Can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
How old are you?
Look at how many steps I walked today. It starts with 81. That's how old I am.
You're 81. That is
81, 89 steps so far today. I'm amazed. I came up with this.
You are no spring chicken.
Quack.
Yeah, that's a duck.
Oh, I never could get my animals right. It's okay. I'm not having a good time yet. What are we supposed to discuss?
Well, hold on. I got technology issues. I want to make sure I can comment with everyone. Hold on.
No, I always have technology
is everyone
issues.
Here? So basically, when the world collapsed, for everyone except Diana, who is still as active as ever, she was supposed to be here on Saturday, and because she was peer pressured in by all her friends, she can't.
By my old friends.
But otherwise, you would have come.
I would have.
Which I miss you. We started thinking outside the box about ways to have experiences that we could share with our customers, and we wanted to interview people who have been to the coolest places, and you have been to some of the coolest places. You are the most adventurous old lady that I know. I can't believe you're 81 years old. That is
and a half.
She's almost 82.
You're almost 80. You're older than Chloe.
Chloe and I are old ladies.
So Ray Hughes is watching. So tell me, about some of your coolest trips.
Okay, my first trip, I was probably 3, and my mother took me to Eagle River, Wisconsin.
All right, that's
set off my. Then when I went to Eagle River,
did you wear a SCOTTeVEST?
Huh?
Were you wearing a SCOTTeVEST?
78 years ago? No.
No SCOTTeVEST.
Bathing suit, I'm sure. So that set off my travel experience.
And that was a pleasant experience, and you decided to do more as a result of your.
Well, it was World War II, and I guess we just had to get out of town.
So you lived through some serious wars.
And the polio thing, the polio terrible when I was 8.
Oh, really? So that was. So do you have any advice for all of us, youngsters?
Well, you're not young. You're.
Hey!
You're on the bridge of getting.
I am young. I am in the young group.
I would say like the 93-year-old lady that was just interviewed on TV, but she would interview through her screen door, and the camera was far away. She said, "I followed the rules. That's how I got to be 93, and I'm following the rules, which is how I got to be to this age."
Up until like the restaurants were closed there, you were dining out, getting your hair done. You were skipping.
I just canceled my manicure for Friday. This is very sad.
What's that? Oh, are hairdressers allowed? Your hair looks.
They're closed.
Oh, really?
What are you gonna do?
They're everything is closed.
What are you gonna do with your hair?
I do my hair myself. I did have color and oh, happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Sabrina.
She's 1 year
Sabrina
old.
hasn't been anywhere.
I took her to Salt Lake City, I think, racing.
I
You're eating
repeat,
my ears. She's a baby.
Sabrina has never been anywhere. But Salt Lake City, Laura's my daughter, right?
Yeah,
She my daughter. She
I'm
said
Sunny.
that Salt Lake City had an earthquake.
Yes, it did.
And you couldn't have flown in here with the. How does
No, I was coming on a different airline that goes from my house to your house.
How is Salt Lake City, in an earthquake zone?
You'll have to talk to the geologist.
Okay.
And I have a cousin in Salt Lake City that I met in Mongolia who's
All
a
right.
geologist from Stanford University.
So tell us about Mongolia. Is that
Okay.
Myanmar or?
Mongolia, my friend Lois Myers, who's dead, all my friends are dead. We used to do crossword puzzles. And one of the crossword puzzles answers is, what's the capital of Mongolia? And ever since Lois and I were friends when we were children, we could remember Ulaanbaatar. And I always wanted to go there. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know where Mongolia was when I was a kid or even older, but it's between China and Russia. So I decided for my 80th birthday, since I've been to many other unusual places, I would go to Mongolia for the Nadam Festival, which I used to call the Nadam Festival because I was ignorant. So I went to the Nadam Festival, it's only in July, and they have wrestling, they have archery, and they have horseback riding. And it's done all over the country in 2 or 3 weeks in July, and it was fabulous. So I got myself to Mongolia in July for my 80th birthday. I celebrated, actually, I think I celebrated my 40th twice in Mongolia, in Ulaanbaatar.
So and what were the highlights of that trip? Was it how was the food? Let's talk about the food.
Well, I played tennis with a lady whose son lives in.
You did not play tennis in Mongolia.
They do.
Oh,
No, but I play tennis here, and one of the gals I play with, son came in, and he lives in Morocco, and he had been to Mongolia, and he's very thin. And I said, how's the food in Mongolia? He said, terrible. The food was fine. If you go to a 3rd or 4th or 5th world country, you stay I would suggest staying in the best place you can stay. Our food was fine.
You travel well though. When you travel,
Yes.
you don't stay. Yeah, I mean, except for that one time you stayed in the youth hostel in Florence.
Boy, that was not good.
No. You shared
And I don't camp in tents like you.
Laura, you taught Laura right, because she doesn't apparently camp in tents either anymore.
No.
She used to, and it was fun.
You never did.
But I stayed in Mongolia in a ger, G-E-R, which is a yurt. What yurt is Turkish, ger is, I don't know, Mongolian. And we stayed in 4 of them. The last one was 5-star. The first one was a little less than 1 star. It was 81 steps to the bathhouse, which is bathroom.
The water house, or what do they?
No, they call bathhouse. Because I took a picture of it.
81 steps. That's as old as you.
In the middle of the night, but and you can ask your wife, my daughter. I always take a robe with me. So there I am in my nightgown, my robe, and my water shoes, walking the 81 steps to the bathhouse.
With a flashlight? And were there
with
any,
a flashlight? They
any
gave us.
wild
I brought my
animals?
own flashlight, but they had a flashlight.
So I heard a rumor that before there's a coup in a transfer of government, they call you up and they want you to come visit that country
Right
just to
before.
give you the notice so you can get the visit in, and then it all collapses. Is there truth?
Well, I can go back to my childhood when my mother took me to Europe. I was about 13, and I only wanted to be at home with my friends. And it was a 45-day trip on the bus. And if it's Tuesday, it must be whatever, that movie. And we got into Italy, and there were a lot, it was left over from the war, so that there were a lot of not good people in Italy. And I made friends with some of those not so good people because I didn't know any better. At 13, it was interesting. But my next country.
We're talking Nazi. Are we talking Nazis? Is that what we're
that
talking?
would be the case,
All right,
yes.
Nazis, yeah.
And I've been to Argentina too, but that's okay. They have a
Yeah, but with a name like Levin, it's not like anyone's going to think you're.
My name was Karasik. It was not Levin when I was then. But in Mongolia,
What about when you
that's between Russia and China, and the head of Mongolia, I don't know if he's a president, a dictator, or what, he's very friendly with Putin. And interestingly, on this trip, none of our local guides talked politics. And this is a year and a half ago, which was nice. But the country where I think I was told to go 2 months before something happened was Libya. I had been all over Africa, sometimes with your wife, sometimes not.
Is that your daughter?
Huh?
My wife is your daughter, Laura?
Yeah. Did you just figure that out?
Well, you said it 3 times, so I finally sunk in.
Oh, good. I don't have to say it again then.
All right. Well.
So in Libya, we got there in November, and we were staying about 3 blocks from where you know who lives. Oh, I could have had my T-shirt. I could have worn my T-shirt with this picture on it. Omar Gaddafi.
Sorry, the poodles are going a little nuts.
So anyway, we stayed in November. He had a compound about 3 or 4 blocks from our hotel, but we were told we couldn't take pictures of it or anything. And now I'm sorry I followed the rules, because they had Christmas lights all over the compound on the outside. And of course, I didn't take pictures of it, but I did take pictures for you, Scott, which I found them.
You had cars.
Cars, a Volkswagen.
I like cars.
Not a Mini Cooper. What would the other small car? A VW and a something else.
It was a VW. I don't recall.
A Jeep. A Jeep.
Oh.
A VW and a Jeep. And that was the only museum in Libya. And everybody's taking pictures of all the relics on the wall that they have. And I'm taking pictures of the cars. And the people on the trip said, "Are you a little bit weird?" I said, "No, my son-in-law likes cars." And the building was broken into. And
I did not know why you were sending me those pictures of Volkswagen. Okay.
They did break into the museum.
What?
When they killed him. Guess what they took? The 2 cars. That was it.
That's unusual.
So Mongolia went down 2 months.
This isn't about SCOTTeVEST, but you have some interesting stories that you on each and every one of your trips. It seems you've sent me a number of pictures. Most of the people on your trip, or some of them, have SCOTTeVEST.
No, more of them. I have been on several trips. All over, starting with Japan and going to South Africa. Yes, South Africa. But and I've been in China once with Laura and her father, my husband.
Is that my wife, your daughter?
Maybe.
Okay, because I remember.
Not sure.
Right.
But we were all in China in 1986, and you've been in China too.
79. I beat you there.
Yes, but then I went about a few years ago. And with I travel with Stanford University. I did not go there, but I'm an alum. Don't ask why. So anyway, we get to Beijing, and I'm getting my luggage, and this cute little girl, about 13, said, "That's my luggage." I said, "No, that's my luggage." So we got to be friendly. She's there with her father and her grandparents, and they all had on SCOTTeVEST.
Did they go?
It was
the 13-year-old too. The little girl.
Yeah. Because her father brought his parents, but his wife couldn't come because the other daughter had the flu or something. But his parents live in Connecticut, and his father-in-law lives in Connecticut, and he's a SCOTTeVEST freak.
I love that. Don't call him a freak. He's a very good customer.
Yes, a very good customer. And so the son decided he was going to get his parents and his children and his wife, the 2 of them didn't come, all SCOTTeVEST. So that,
Are you
and
still in
then we
touch with
found
them?
out there were 9 people on my trip, and I gave you all their names. 9 people on the trip had SCOTTeVEST.
Are you in
Out
touch
of
with them by
about, I
chance?
think 19 or 20 people on our trip. That was the biggest SCOTTeVEST.
Are you in touch with them by chance?
No,
You don't
that
have their
was a
number or
while
email
ago.
or
No,
anything?
I stayed in touch with them for a while, and then it just kind of.
Well, you might want to send them a link to this video. So of all the trips you've been on, Diana, and there, I mean, you've been to, I mean, I think you've run out of places to go.
Antarctica,
You said
and
you're
I'm
done.
not going to Antarctica.
Yeah, I hear it's lovely.
Well, I've been to I've been from Ushuaia, which is the southernmost city in the hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere, which is in Argentina, and we took a ship, and we got caught in the Drake Passage for a little bit because it was it was quite a trip. I don't like boats, as you may know, and we wound up in Patagonia on the Chilean side, and it was very interesting.
What was interesting about it?
That I'm never going to Antarctica because a little bit of the Drake Passage was enough of the boat going up and down and to the side. It was horrible.
And you don't like cruises either.
No, I hate cruises.
You went on a cruise with Richard. You were bored senseless, if memory serves me.
I didn't like the people
He likes the
on the cruise.
You did not like the people. There's a lot of people. You didn't like any of them?
No,
Not a one?
no.
Do you like
It was a nice cruise. It was 1996, and we went on the Silver Sea to the I don't know. We got on in Italy and got off in Turkey land, Istanbul.
So you often kid, you know, for years you were like, I'm never going away again, and then all of a sudden you're going to Miramar.
But then 80 came along.
What?
80 came along.
And then
And I told you I was going to die at 80, but I fooled you.
you did fool me. And then you told me like earlier that you're going to start skiing again.
And then I really thought about it.
And you said no. There are lots of 80-year-olds.
And then the boots didn't fit because they were all dried out. So that was telling.
That put the
telling
kibosh
story.
in.
So you want to know about my favorite?
So do you hold on a second? You're 81, right?
and a half.
And you live all by yourself? Don't you need
I think
nurse?
that's a personal question, and I refuse to answer.
Okay, do you need help walking, or are you still playing tennis?
Twice a week.
And do you do gyrotonics or something?
I go gyrotonic once a week, and I walk 10,000 steps a day. So I have to get out of here so I can go walk the rest of the.
All right, I just need a few more minutes of your time. So just don't get pushy with me yet. You know, and
we're never cooking together again.
no, we in fact, I think we should do these live cooking. I miss you, Diana.
I miss you too because you annoy me.
Well, you know, I push your buttons and then you push mine back harder. You're like a button pusher. Laura misses you too in these trying times. You
entertained me yesterday. Everybody said they were so bored, and I said I had a good time. I picked.
Did you enjoy the poodle show?
Oh, the poodle show. No, we had a conversation earlier.
Oh yeah, we rehearsed for this process, and I think
and the poodle show was very cute. And how's my Clo? I don't see her.
Chloe is snoozelating on the couch back there.
Snoozing.
So, in all seriousness, if you were to make recommendations for travel, because you know this is the first in a series. We're going to utilize you if you want to be a co-host. We're interviewing customers.
Oh, that's good.
And asking them about it's the wanderlust. You know, where do you want to wander? Where do you lust? If you were going to make some recommendations of 3 places you have to go before you die.
Oh,
after the virus.
Easy.
Okay.
My 3 most favorite places. And I've been to many more than 3.
Yes.
My first would be New Zealand.
Ooh.
Both, specifically the South Island, perhaps the North Island, is for It's called Oh My Gosh Scenery. I have never been in scenery like that. I have never tasted Sauvignon Blanc like that. I have never seen mussels like that, the green lip mussels. The people are charming and they don't want us to live there at all. They don't want anybody to live there and I can't blame them. It is the most scenic place I've ever been.
Now, let me interrupt for a moment because if memory serves me, on multiple occasions, when you tell me of these grand trips that you're planning to take, how many times do you recall me saying, Diana, I really would like to go with you?
I don't want you to go with me
Why?
because you can't follow rules. And that's, most of these trips I've either gone with Stanford University or one of the good
No,
travel.
I'm not allowed to go. If
Well, you wouldn't behave. When they say luggage out at 7:30 in the morning and you say, I want to take more pictures, sorry.
All right, so New Zealand is number one.
No, it's one of three.
Okay, you're not ranking. All right,
Number
what's
two is something that Richard always wanted to do. You know who Richard was.
Yes.
Yes.
Dead Richard. He's on my shelf, I think, isn't he? No.
He's,
Or is he in the grave?
he's in your closet.
Do we have Richard?
No,
Yeah.
Buried.
He was buried. You don't even know who your dead husband
I have
is?
grandpa.
No, he's buried.
Yeah, he's
He's here.
grandpa's.
Is all right, yeah. He's
At
there.
he's at the place out West Lawn.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having you on my shelf soon.
With my father and the dogs.
Yeah.
So anyway, the second place that I would recommend for sights, sounds, color, and keep your any kind of
Is this just an LSD trip you're about to tell me?
no. And leave all of your preconceived notions at home would be
Burning
Northern
Man?
India. Northern
Burning Man?
India.
What, India?
Preconceived notions, leave them at home.
India.
For sites, Northern India, I especially like that. It was mind blowing.
Really?
I loved it. I was there. I never just go more than 3 weeks. This was 3.5 weeks. And then I met a couple of ladies on my trip and they were going to Abu Dhabi and those other places. And I should have gone with them, but I didn't because after India, I wanted to go home. It was 3.5 weeks and it was fabulous.
Why don't you come to Burning Man with me this summer?
No,
Diane?
I don't do that. That's two. That you don't have a 5-star hotel there. Then number 3 is Libya because you can
Really? Oh, that's why.
And we spent it was.
Have you been to Cuba?
fascinating. I love ruins, and it was they had the Punics. You know what Punics are? That's the Phoenicians. They were the first ones there. Then the then the Greeks, then the Italians. And so the relics there, if you like, as I call it, ancient history and all the phenomenal scenery. And we spent 3 nights in the desert in the Sahara in a very nice hotel. We flew in and they said, do not take a picture of the airport. Well, of course I did because
I thought you said I can't.
It was the first time I ever went against the rules.
Ever?
Ever. Maybe ever. So then we had to take the bus back because the airplane only flew every other day or twice a week or something. So they took us back from the Sahara Desert on the bus and we went through 1,000 little towns and all the people are lined up trying to get their cars filled. Now I find this is 2010 when they had nothing but gas stations and people waiting in line for gas. And we met an interesting man in the only bookstore in Tripoli. Well, the only bookstore we ever saw anywhere, actually, except the airport. And I said to him, because I heard he had lived in Minneapolis. He had lived there for 7 years. And I said, did you like Minneapolis? And he said, I really did, but family is here. And I mean, I think of all the people I met, I wonder, I'm sure that bookstore is gone. I'm sure the family we visited in Tripoli, the husband was a travel agent, the wife was a school teacher, and they were surrounded by police. And this is the area where women could drive. In other areas, women couldn't drive. And we had lunch there at their house. And they don't have travel agents there anymore. And I'm sure that who knows what happened. These people could be dead. And we were all over the north end of Libya, which was absolutely fascinating, interesting. The people everywhere I go are nice. It's the governments that aren't nice.
Now, what did you do to break Laura of travel?
I don't know. She's
Well,
traveled her whole life
and then
until
she marries me and stops, and
I
then she
know.
starts making fun of me because
I
she
know.
said if I hadn't married her, I would have ended up. What did I?
I said you would have had a mother-in-law who would have only traveled to Palm Springs or Boca.
Did you
Did
hear
she
me?
say?
Said that if I hadn't married her, I would have married some nice Jewish girl who would have had a mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law. Her mother would have had traveled only to Palm Springs or Boca, and maybe London. But
Oh, that would be extreme.
yeah. So in your case, you've been around. So what do you have a bucket list? You're 81. Are you done?
I have no bucket list. It's
Hold on.
gone.
What?
You were asking
You have to
her
come
about,
here.
okay, you were asking her about Cuba, where she has been many times and where there is my favorite mariachi song about the wonton soup.
Oh, how's that go?
I'm not going to sing
One
wonton
time.
soup.
Guantanamera.
Yes.
Diana, you got to
But
fix your
I
camera,
wanted
please.
to ask you about
Fix your
Cuba.
camera, Diana. You're all black.
What happened? Oh, it fell down.
Uh-oh.
Where
Fix
did
the
it
camera.
go?
I don't know. Make sure it doesn't go between your legs.
No,
We don't
I
need
have
to
to
see
find it.
that.
Here it is.
Ah!
It fell off it fell off. Can you see me now?
I can see your boobs.
Well,
No,
can
no,
you see me?
make it higher.
No,
No.
your chin.
Oh,
There.
there.
There we go. No, but tell him about Cuba because
No, higher. I can't.
Yeah, that's the wrong place.
We started going with my parents. We started going to Cuba when I was about 3.
Yeah, she went
Oh,
to
I
Cuba
didn't
a
know.
lot.
Wow.
That's
I
why.
went, 3, 4, 5. Then I went when I was
Right
about
there,
18.
right there, right there, right there. Right
But
there.
it's not. Wait, I have to do this. Okay. Better? No.
No.
So someone can't see the feed. I can see it, Pamela. I for whatever reason, I'm not showing, but you know, Diana is more interesting than me, so I'm not.
There, that's better. Cuba I loved, and my mother also took me to the Caribbean islands, and I think in those days you did what your parents said.
Well, you were 3. What choice did you have?
Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, but then when I got to be a little bit older, my mother and I would go, we went to the Caribbean. She took me on a schooner in Maine. You can imagine how much I liked that.
So, okay, you're 81. You're at the tail end of your life. You're almost out the freaking door. What? I mean, this is it. I mean, and you know, and we're told this virus thing might last a little longer. Do you got anything on your bucket list, or are you done?
You know where I want to go?
No.
Is Laura around? She will get a kick out of this.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go to the Dells.
No, you do not. And see what the Tommy Bartle water show?
I want to go to the Dells.
Oh,
Do you know where that is?
No.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin Dells.
And I can buy, one of those things to put on my car that says I've been to the Dells. Oh no, I love the Dells.
A bumper sticker.
I think I finally figured out how to get this thing going. But so you want to go to the Dells? That's it, and then you're done.
Or Laura, where did we go with Carla?
Door County.
Door County, which I call Dork County.
That's also Wisconsin.
That's also Wisconsin. I don't like any of these places. So I will probably only travel in the USA or go to London and Paris, outside of Paris.
Like the USA.
If they're safe.
And we were talking about moving to Mexico. And
No, I'm not going there.
You're not going to move to.
I don't
Mexico.
like
You're not going to
Mexico
visit Mexico at
particularly.
all.
No.
Is it because you're concerned about the wall?
I can climb over that wall. I'm not worried about. No, I just don't care for Mexico. And I used to speak Spanish, so that's not the problem. The problem is I don't want to go to I don't want to live there.
So let's take some questions from the peanut gallery, okay? Some people are having a tough time seeing it live. I hope that that's not a big problem for everyone. But program consider signing off. Bye-bye, David. We'll be back. That was David Rubin. I don't know if that's our David. Do you know David Rubin? Okay. Gail Winterfeld, which is I think Coco's mom, wants to know if you recommend Egypt.
Yes. Well, I was in Egypt very, very long time ago with Laura and Richard, and it has changed since then. I remember somebody told, I had a friend, Gus Maxwell, who had been there like 20 years before we'd been there. And he said, well, it's so amazing. You know, you drive up and all of a sudden you see these pyramids, which are so fantastic. So we do, and I'm very excited about this trip. And we get there, and all of a sudden there's souvenir stand after souvenir stand before you get to the pyramids. And now I understand it's even more difficult. But you know, okay, there is a cruise I like, and it's on the Nile, and that I really enjoyed. Didn't you, Laura?
I didn't do a cruise on the Nile.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
We were on the boat after they lost our luggage.
I remember my luggage went to Baghdad. I remember that.
No, your luggage was in London, and we were without luggage for 3 or 4 days, and every day we would go to the shop on the street and buy something like a belt or underwear until they found our luggage.
One of my favorite trips, I think, is when you sent Laura and I to Marrakesh. Or did we go on our own, or did they pay for that?
No, we did
No, for your first anniversary, we sent you to London,
No, it was Paris,
Brussels, and Paris.
Brussels, Bruges,
Bruges,
and Amsterdam.
Amsterdam.
We liked it.
Yeah, not Paris, not London.
We liked it all.
That was fun.
So,
We upgraded you.
Yeah, Scott had food panic in Paris.
and
He
I
had a food panic. I mean, he had a panic because you never let him just sit down in the park and enjoy himself.
I know.
No, she was like a boot camp with her. You
Well,
go
that's
on a
what
trip
I
with
do.
Laura, you are going, and the moment you slow down, it's like a crack in
That's
a
what
whip,
we
and you
do.
let it here. It's like every moment you are experiencing, and I
That is
hated it at
correct.
first, but
That's what-
honestly, that's the best way to travel. You are in a country, you've got to absorb that country, and know you've got to experience it.
Ask her if she'll ever go to another church or cathedral.
I've been to every single one in the world.
That was mandatory. You have to see everything, including we took Carla once at Christmas, and we went to Vatican City on Christmas Day to listen to the Pope. And Carla looked at me and she said, "The nuns have left, the priests have left, we're Jewish and we're still here." And it was freezing cold.
So, do you think we should open this up to see if anyone wants to join us?
Sure.
Let me.
Because probably there are people who've been to more interesting places than I've been.
Let's take a guess. I'm going to post this link in the thing. Anyone who wants to join us.
Do you have the technology to answer questions?
Do I have the brain to answer questions?
Well, that may not work, right?
I don't know, but anyone who would like, Sue Chapman is in the room.
Hi, Sue Chapman.
Hi, Sue
Hi,
Chapman.
Sue.
And people were asking questions, but Josh Fields, I think he's the guy, Josh Fields, who went to Japan on a no baggage challenge with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, years ago we did SCOTTeVEST no baggage.
I remember that.
Yes.
I went to Japan with luggage and a SCOTTeVEST.
You could have put
almost
everything
20
you
years
needed
ago.
in your SCOTTeVEST. You wouldn't need luggage.
That was one of the trips where everyone in your Stanford group was wearing SCOTTeVEST clothing, and you sent us a photo with all of them wearing our product and you in front wearing something else. The only one in the photo who wasn't wearing our stuff.
That's your mother, Laura.
Yeah, I know. I'm used to you.
I haven't changed.
No.
But now I wear my SCOTTeVEST all over Chicago because I don't wear a purse.
Well, that's good. You should not wear a purse.
The only time I take a purse is in my car. Huh?
Wait, you use a purse in your car?
Well, when I'm driving, I have my purse, but now I don't even have my purse because my phone has a little thing for the credit card, and then I put my keys in my pocket. And somebody said, "You go out without your lipstick?" I said, "Yes."
Why don't you put your lipstick in the lipstick pocket?
Oh, I forgot. Well, because I'm an old person and I forget where I put things in my SCOTTeVEST. So I think you should have a series of SCOTTeVEST for older people who can't remember, and maybe printed on the front of it should say glasses, phone, whatever it is.
We do that.
Scott wants to have, what is it? What did you call it? Pocket Academy University?
Pocket Science Academy.
Pocket Science Academy.
Yeah, where we teach people about how to use their SCOTTeVEST.
Well, you used to have little cards in it that said what it was for.
I kind of think we should revisit that. Everyone loved that.
Yeah, because I'm really old and I forget. I put everything in my SCOTTeVEST and then I can't remember where
You're
Kleenex and
Well, they have the little icons, but maybe she can't see it with her 8 old eyes.
her eyes are better than mine.
Eyes are
She's
better
got the
than mine, too.
surgery. So let's be respectful of people and wrap up a little bit. But Diana, I really just I want to say this. I know I call you the wicked, and I know that a lot of people think I don't care for you.
I know, but you do.
But the truth is, I love you dearly,
Oh,
and
that's
you're
so
entertaining,
sweet.
and you're an inspiration to everyone. You live life to the fullest. You speak your mind, even when you shouldn't. Even when you shouldn't.
I think you taught me to do that.
I have a little of that myself. And I just, in this day and age, and what we're thinking at SCOTTeVEST, Laura and I, are thinking about the community, and we want to reach out to everyone and let you know that we're here for you, and we want you guys to remember the times that you could travel, and know that those times will come again, and
I think
come again
so.
soon, and to use this as an opportunity to connect with people. Connect with those people that are near you and virtually in this fashion. And to be honest, if anyone wants to, you have my Zoom number, you want to email me and set up a time to talk, I would love an opportunity to talk with and connect with the customers. I'm using this. I'm calling people I haven't spoken to before and asking how they're doing and understanding what they're going through. So you're a true inspiration to us all. The moment you can travel again, I'd like you to get your butt out here on a plane and visit with us.
Well, in my walk this morning, I just ran into Francie and Ed Blair, who have a house in Gimlet, and their daughter and son-in-law from Connecticut are at the house because they can't be in Connecticut. And the Wood River community, they're doing something. Wood River is having some kind of a school for the kids, which you probably don't know about, but Francie Blair told me all about it. And I'm thinking, the world is getting smaller. Now, this is something they were in the park with their dog Roger, who's a little something or other, very cute. We had like a 20-minute conversation. We've known each other for 1,000 years. And they are, they're nice people. And I think the world, we're at a point in time where we better be nicer to everybody, care about other people. I mean, my neighbors are lovely. They're fairly new neighbors. And she called me this morning. She said, we're going to go for a walk every day with the 2 kids.
Arthur's here.
Huh?
Arthur, where are you from, Arthur? Arthur,
hello.
Hello,
Hi,
Arthur. Arthur,
Hi, guys.
where are you from?
I'm from Poland.
Poland.
Yeah, we spoke once about your E9, to be honest. And then I was a little bit spying. Who am I speaking with? And then I find out you are the guy with the SCOTTeVEST and with all these things. And I seen you on YouTube at the beginning. Sorry for that, interrupting all the conversation you have guys up there. It was
I'm glad you were brave enough to click on the link. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you travel? How are you getting along in these troubling times? Diana, you got to fix that camera again.
I know.
It's kind of hard in Poland, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, they closed the borders, and I'm going to help my friend. They are from Holland, and they drive down to Poland on Thursday, and on Friday, Poland delay all the flights out and everything, so they kind of stuck in Poland. So I decided to help them somehow, and we find out that there is a possibility to leave Poland now. There are 60 kilometers lines to the border to get out. 60 kilometers.
62 kilometers?
60 kilometers to get out of the country. So the line is for 30 hours.
Oh, it'd have to be hours.
Yeah, 30 hours, 30 hours.
And where do you go? I mean,
Where are you going?
I'm helping my friends to get back to Amsterdam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm living in Katowice, and they are in living in Amsterdam. They are with the 12 months baby, visiting Poland with my friend Ola. She have mom here, so she fly down on first day, as I told previously, and she's stuck. Yeah, on Friday they delay all the flights and everything, and they are like, situation is not good for them. Yeah, and for the baby, of course, it's all everybody is screwed up with it. But yeah, we are able to drive them. We get the permission like to get out of the country, to get through the Germany to Holland. There are 2 borders we need to drive through.
Yeah.
So it's kind of long way. It's 1,200 kilometers one way. And yeah, we will see how long it will take. I think it can be like even 30 hours trip or something like that, or even longer.
Goodness.
So we don't know how it will look. And the 12-month baby, it's not the best
No.
person to drive for such
You
a
have
long time.
food?
Yeah, we have the old supplies, we have food, we have a lot
you
of
have toilet paper?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have that trouble in Poland. I don't know why, but it's a lot.
We don't have that problem either.
We have that problem here. Everyone's stocking up on toilet paper.
Well, they're doing it, but we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
We've been told.
But everybody in
that's-
the United States is buying toilet paper.
Yeah, it's like a run on toilet.
Crazy.
I never would have thought that when the zombie apocalypse came, that there'd be toilet paper issues. So
Issue, yeah. You
Well,
could think that
Kimberly
there's-
Clark in Wisconsin said there is absolutely no reason for this epidemic of toilet paper.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm walking a little bit too. I'm messing up.
What
You guys.
concerns me most, listen, I'm super concerned about deaths. I understand that Italy now, I got a news alert that they have over 3,500 deaths, unnecessary deaths, more than China, and I fear that the United States is going to have an equal, if not more, number given our situation. But I'm hoping that's not the case. But what concerns me most is interactions. People need people. And so I'm thankful that you chimed in here. Is it Artur? How do I pronounce it? Artur.
Artur, yeah. Artur, exactly.
I'm hoping to do this much more often. We're going to be doing our retail store with virtual, interactions like this, and showing off the clothing. I'm a social animal. I know Diana is too. Apparently you are. People need this connection, and I'm really worried about society when people have to stay in their homes. And candidly, I'm worried about abusive women, abusing women, and alcohol. I mean, these are situations that we need to all make sure that those around us get the support they need.
Yeah, there's in Poland they make my mom, she's making we are helping each other pretty much, I guess. We've seen some news that there is a situation with lack of the masks, in Poland. You cannot buy them, but you are able to buy a material to make them. So many companies now, they are like doing it just to give away to hospitals, to people, elder people. And yeah, that's my mom make it as well. And yeah, hopefully that's something. Yeah. And there is a lot of young people now in Poland. I think it's supposed to work like that also in US, that if you have somebody older living around, you can help that person make the groceries if the elders are more, let's say, in trouble with the disease. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diana, are you getting old people groceries?
No, I did yesterday because
But
one
you
of
are
my
too young
friend's
for it.
husbands has a compromised health situation. So I went to Trader Joe's and I dropped off her groceries. And now the Jewel, which is a supermarket around here, has senior hours from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I'm going to go to next Tuesday at 6 a.m.
But they
I
said
think it's
today in the States, they're actually disproportionately hospitalizing, I believe, younger people.
Yeah,
They're going to show up in the hospitals.
What's
now.
that?
Younger people.
35%, a large number of from 20 to 50
Are ending up in the hospital.
are the 20 to 35% of the people in hospitals are age 20 to 50. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Scott.
Josh, was I right? Are you the guy who did the no baggage challenge in Japan for us?
Yes. Yeah. I live in Japan. We've spoken once or twice before,
It's
several
been a
years
while.
ago.
I recall.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you safe and healthy, and are all
Yep.
your family and people safe and healthy?
Yeah. I'm here in Tokyo. My mother, who's actually Japanese, is in Portland,
Oh
not
boy,
far from
yeah.
you. And then I've got my 99-year-old grandmother is in near Portland, and she's in an assisted living facility, and they're locked down.
They're
to
all
keep
locked
folks,
down here.
safe. Yeah. So yeah, I've got folks all over, but it's I'm the only one that's outside the United States, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
What about the Olympics?
There's the jury's still out on that. There's
That's what I
there's a lot of
thought.
pressure from a lot of different places. The athletes are starting to speak up. I'm actually connected through a business arrangement that's connected to the Olympics that I'm waiting to see, because I'm working with a firm that's working with one of the sponsors. So I've got a vested interest in it myself, but it's, we've got to make sure that people are okay, and we can always have an event later.
Yes.
Yeah, the health and well-being of people. I think everyone was shocked how crazy it is. So let's talk a little bit more, and then we're gonna sign off soon. Josh, what are your 3 favorite bucket list trips that you either they were, and I'm gonna ask you the same. Are there like the 3 coolest trips you've done, and 1 place you want to go? Because again, I want to do these live streams often, and although we're going to touch a little bit on, of course, what's going on in the world, I want it to be inspirational, to remind people of the wonderful trips they've done and the wonderful trips that they can do.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Josh, where are your favorites?
Well, let's see. Well, I'm a little bit skewed. I mean, I've been living in Japan for 15 years this
Oh
time.
wow.
But I would say the trips that I've done, I've been to Vietnam actually several times, and I love it there because it's so diametrically different than any place else.
Mhm.
The food's amazing, the people are amazing.
Mhm.
I've been to Thailand,
Mhm.
and again, I loved the culture, loved the food. That's just amazing. I'm going to say Australia, because that was the first time I was in the Southern Hemisphere, even though it was for a short trip. So that's kind of, getting to the Southern Hemisphere for us Northerners is a big deal. And then I think probably I have 2 huge bucket list ones for 2 different reasons. One is Easter Island. And that's because that's a very special place, because while I was teaching English for a time here in Japan, that was in one of the textbooks that we used for the junior high students that I was teaching. And it's just a very magical place to me, and it's quite remote. It's one of the most remote inhabited places on the planet. Then the other bucket list place, because I retired from the Marine Corps Reserve actually, is a place called Belleau Wood in France. And it's a very legendary and historical place. It's connected to World War II, but it's a very special place for Marines in particular.
Right.
And it's kind of like Mecca for us. And it was a very, very fierce, legendary battle site in France. It's just one of those hallowed ground places that we aspire to get to. So
Thank you
that's
for
my
your
other bucket list
service,
place.
Josh.
Thank you.
I mean that. And what's on your bucket list the moment this horrible pandemic is over? Where do you want to go? You said Easter?
Yeah, Easter Island.
Oh, Easter Island. That was your bucket list item?
Yeah, Easter Island's a big,
Okay, all right.
big
I
bucket list.
apologize.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Arthur,
Yeah.
do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I got to say that I would confirm with the Thailand. I was also last year. Yeah, at the end of last year, we've been there with my girlfriend and a couple of friends, and I love it. It was wonderful, and I love Italy. I've been there so many times. I really like it. So that's yeah, we gone through the right side of Italy. So the side with the wines and everything. So more Italic one, not the so commercial one. And it was really, really nice. I really like it, enjoy it. But yeah, my bucket is, to be honest, it's you will be laughing probably, guys, because you live there, so it's not kind of your bucket thing. But I want to go to US and travel through US. It's
Come
something
to
probably every.
Chicago.
No,
Chicago is a wonderful city.
Yeah, I got some friends over there, and I want to visit them. But of course, now it's not the moment for that. But I would
No.
say I want to go to US. As I travel we travel already to whole Europe. Sweden is wonderful. I love Sweden. The Swedish people are incredible. You know, you got the open stores, no cashier, no nothing at all. You just walk in, you grab what you want, you leave the money, and you go out. It's incredible. Where in the world you can do something like that? It won't
well,
work.
actually, there's a store across the street that has
Yes.
a sign that says honor system.
Okay.
You know, but they have just tchotchkes. But you know, we might be doing that because if people don't want to interact, you know, they can go and look for the products. And you know, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to sign up for future live streams and share your thoughts. And when I do start opening up the live stream of the store, please all of you participate, because I need emotional contact. So
I would go for that very much.
And do you Arthur, do you have an E9 as well?
Yeah, I got 4 of them. E9s, E10s, and stuff like that. Yeah, that's my work.
There's
So I'm
the
the target.
BMWs like the fancy one I have. So
yeah, I can update you some what's going on in Poland here.
Oh, Scott, it's your new best friend with another BMW.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I have 10 or 15 of them on the front yard, so we are pretty full of them. And I also have a lot of dogs, but they are not traveling in the car. I couldn't do it as you are doing this, Scott, I got to say. I love them, but I would not let them in.
if they didn't shed like mine do, you might. Maybe not.
It's possible. It's possible.
All
But
right.
I will need to say now goodbye. I will be more than happy to come next time to the meeting like that. I'm in the car, as you can see. I just take my clothes and I'm driving to pick up my friends and to make this crazy trip.
All right. Well,
Travel
good luck,
safely.
everyone. We're all
Yes.
going to say goodbye here too. I'm going to end the video, sign off, saying,
It was really nice. It was really nice. And
everyone,
it's
remember the
around the
good
world.
things about life. Bye-bye, everyone.
This is a great
Bye.
idea, Scott. Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks.